hearing of the Capital Investment Committee for March 4th is called to order. This remote hearing is taking place in accordance to House Rule 10.01. It is being live streamed by House Public Information. Mr. Lencheski, please take the roll.
Members, you may unmute yourself when your name is called. Representative Fu Lee.
Lee, present.
Representative Fu Lee, present. Representative Mary Murphy.
Murphy, present.
Representative Mary Murphy, present. Representative Dean Erdahl.
Present.
Representative Dean Erdahl, present. Representative Esther Abaje.
Present.
Representative Esther Abaje, present. Representative Kayla Berg.
Present.
Representative Kayla Berg, present. Representative Greg Davids.
Davids, present.
Representative Greg Davids, present. Representative Keith Franke.
Franke, present.
Representative Keith Franke, present. Representative Mike Freiberg.
I'm here.
Representative Mike Freiberg, present. Representative Rick Hanson.
Rick Hanson, present.
Representative Rick Hanson, present. Representative John Hewitt.
Present.
Representative John Hewitt, present. Representative Leon Lilly.
Lily, present.
Representative Leon Lilly, present. Representative Eric Lucero.
A car wash is in order on this sunny Thursday.
Representative Eric Lucero, present. Representative Rena Moran.
Present.
Representative Rena Moran, present. Representative Nels Pearson.
Pearson, present.
Representative Nels Pearson, present. Representative Donald Raleigh.
Raleigh, present, and donuts are at 3:45.
Representative Donald Raleigh, present. Representative Jordan Rasmussen.
Rasmussen, present.
Representative Jordan Rasmussen, present. Representative Liz Ryer.
Ryer, present.
Representative Liz Ryer, present. Representative Nolan West.
West, present.
Representative Nolan West, present. Representative Jay Zhang. Representative Jay Zhang. Members, with the conclusion of the roll call, please mute your devices. A quorum is present.
Thank you, Mr. Lencheski. A quorum is present. Representative Murphy, do I have a motion to approve the minutes for March 2nd?
I move approval of the minutes for March 2nd as printed.
Representative Murphy moves approval of the minutes for March 2nd as printed. Any discussions? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion prevails and the minutes for March 2nd are approved. Members, today we will take action first on Representative Jordan's bill, House File 203, in the committee's possession, and then we will proceed with presentations on a number of the modifications to previous bonding bills that we have received. And just so that all of you know, some of them are in bill form and some of them are in draft language form, and all of them will be heard on an informational only basis. A couple of these are updates to the modifications of the 2020 bill that was heard on January 19th, and others are new modification that was brought to our attention. And that's just so that you all know, we are continuing to receive modifications even until this morning. And so we need to make sure that we get the language correctly, check with MMB. And so if you do have any requests from your local municipalities, please make sure to get it checked with MMB so that we could have them heard and proceed with that. So next up, we have Representative Jordan, House File 203. Welcome, Representative Jordan. I move that House File 203 be before the committee with a recommendation that it is referred to the Housing, Finance, and Policy Committee. Please proceed, Representative Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, members of the committee. Thank you so much for your consideration of House File 203, which at its core is a bill about affordable housing in Northeast Minneapolis. Stonehouse Square is a historic building that has provided affordable housing in Northeast Minneapolis since 1895, when it was built and managed by the Little Sisters of the Poor to care for seniors. It was taken over and renovated to provide affordable housing in the neighborhood and still serves this mission today. The development was slated to receive bonds from the state last year to preserve this affordable housing and was on track to do so until Minnesota was faced with the COVID-19 pandemic. Common Bond faced many hurdles and as a result is facing the need to pay a double bond fee. Paying twice will negatively impact their mission to bring affordable housing to not only my constituents, but low-income Minnesotans across the state. So here to better explain the hurdles they faced over the past year, Common Bond's mission, and why this bill is needed, I'd like to ask Cecile Bedore to speak and answer technical questions members of the committee may have. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative Jordan. So do Cecile Bedore have a formal presentation?
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee members. Again, my name is Cecile Bedore. I serve as the Executive Vice President of Real Estate for Common Bond Communities. We're a nonprofit affordable housing developer, property manager, and service provider based in St. Paul, and celebrating our 50th anniversary of service this year. We currently serve over 10,000 people, including, for example, seniors, families, and vets in both Greater Min and the metro area, operating nearly 8,000 units in 57 cities in suburban, rural, and urban communities, including, for example, Red Rock Manor in Newport, Cathedral Hills in St. Paul, and Century Trails in Maplewood. We own our housing in perpetuity and provide professional on-site property management, as well as some level of services at each of our communities to help ensure stability, all reflecting our mission to build stable homes, strong futures, and vibrant communities. We're here today, as Representative Jordan mentioned, to talk to you about one housing development in particular that realized significant setbacks due to COVID, which created an unforeseen storm of circumstances that slowed development. Our specific ask on Stonehouse, again, is relief from having to pay a double bond fee, the requirement of which is directly related to COVID. As you know, there's an extremely growing need for affordable housing. It's imperative that we preserve the affordable housing we do have, which is exactly our goal at Stonehouse Square. We can serve 19 families with very low wages due to the support of scarce federal Section 8 rental assistance, and the balance of the units serve moderate income earners with rents at or below 60% of AMI or naturally occurring affordable below market rate tenants. The dynamics in Northeast Minneapolis, the market dynamics rather, where this property is located, has seen significant rent increases, which does threaten low and moderate wage earners' ability to stay in their neighborhood. Stonehouse is a really good example of a property at risk to conversion to market rate. And after deep discussions with the seller, he accepted our offer, which was by no means the highest offer. However, he accepted it in the spirit of maintaining affordability. And because of our commitment to do the same and due to strong indications of support from our partners, we purchased the property in 2019. Since then, we've worked really hard to secure the necessary funding to renovate this historic property, leveraging significant private capital with public dollars. Those sources include federal and state historic credits, 4% low-income housing tax credits, affordable housing investment fund dollars from Anoka County, affordable housing trust funds from the city of Minneapolis, a deferred mortgage from Minnesota Housing, brownfield grants from the Met Council and the city of Minneapolis, a markup to market on the HUD Section 8 contract, as well as an amortizing mortgage. As you can imagine, based on this list, utilization of these various financing tools requires a great deal of coordination among various regulatory and funding agencies, in particular, the City of Minneapolis, the State Historic Preservation Office, the National Park Service, and HUD. And key work with all these agencies was set to begin in early March of 2020, right when COVID hit and we experienced our first shutdown. As you know, many agencies, including Common Bond and the state of Minnesota, had to figure out how to get their staff the tools they needed to work remotely. And in turn, staff had to figure out how to professionally function in a remote environment. For example, Minneapolis plan review staff had to review over 200 pages of construction plans. This slowed down an already busy business area, and we didn't receive their approval until August, which was past the deadline. HUD halted on-site inspections, which are required to complete the markup to market housing assistance payment contract work. And in addition, we needed final approval of both our Part 1 and Part 2 for the historic tax credits, first by the Minnesota State Historic Preservation Office, then by the National Park Service. This work had to be done sequentially. And because of COVID, both entities completely changed their processes and systems, which resulted in backlogs and delays at both agencies. Other developers with less complicated deals that were not subject to all the entities' participation that we were able to get to closing. I want you to know, though, that we did everything we could, but we simply could not meet the deadline due to circumstances beyond our control. We did not give up, and we've now received all of the required historic approvals, as well as approvals from the city of Minneapolis, and we're set to reapply for bonds in July with the closing for September. If we don't receive a credit, though, for our first bond fee and have to pay it again, we'll have a nearly $300,000 gap. To the best of my knowledge, Common Bond has never returned financing like tax credits or bonds as we did for Stonehouse. We have a well-earned reputation for submitting quality applications and closing on our awards and completing our projects on time and on budget. For example, we had 6 projects under construction during COVID, and although one had to briefly shut down due to COVID, we nevertheless completed all 6 projects on time and on budget. The situation at Stonehouse is unique for all the reasons I've just stated. As you know, the bond statute from 2019 requires that all bonds be issued within 180 days of the date of allocation. When it became evident that these delays were going to make it impossible to close on the bonds for Stonehouse by the deadline, we requested that the bonds be returned to MMB, which they were. I want to assure you that the bonds were then redeployed to other projects on the waiting list immediately so that our return bonding authority was not lost. As such, we hope you'll agree that common bond should not be penalized by having to pay the bond fee twice. In summary, we're committed to ensuring Stonehouse is preserved as affordable housing in perpetuity, but we simply have no more room to cut costs to make up for a deficit caused by the double bond fee payments. And I hope, Mr. Chair and all committee members, that you'll recognize the work that we've done and trust that we're prepared to move forward on this important preservation project if you grant our request and thus not penalize common bond nor this project nor the residents of Stonehouse for events that we simply could not control. I really appreciate your time and consideration, and of course, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bador. Members, do we have any questions for the author or the presenter? Seeing none, Representative Jordan, any closing comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, members of the committee, for your consideration. This is a really beautiful building, too. So it also not only serves low-income neighbors of mine, but it also is just a beautiful landmark in Northeast Minneapolis, and I'd love to show it to you anytime you're in the town. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative Jordan. With that, I renew my motion that House File 203 is referred to the Housing, Finance, and Policy Committee. Mr. Lencheski, please take the roll.
Representative Cooley.
Lee, aye.
Representative Cooley, aye. Representative Mary Murphy.
Murphy, aye.
Representative Mary Murphy, aye. Representative Dean Erdahl.
Erdahl, aye.
Representative Dean Erdahl, aye. Representative Esther Abaje.
Abaje, aye.
Representative Esther Abaje, aye. Representative Kayla Berg.
Berg, aye.
Representative Kayla Berg, aye. Representative Greg Davids.
Davids, aye.
Representative Greg Davids, aye. Representative Keith Franke.
Franke, aye.
Representative Keith Franke, aye. Representative Mike Freiberg.
Aye.
Representative Mike Freiberg, aye. Representative Rick Hanson. Representative John Hewitt. Representative Leon Lilly.
Lily, aye.
Representative Leon Lilly, aye. Representative Eric Lucero.
Yes.
Representative Eric Lucero, aye. Representative Rena Moran.
Aye.
Representative Rena Moran, aye. Representative Nels Pearson.
Pearson, aye.
Representative Nels Pearson, aye. Representative Donald Raleigh.
Raleigh, aye.
Representative Donald Raleigh, aye. Representative Jordan Rasmussen.
Rasmussen, aye.
Representative Jordan Rasmussen, aye. Representative Liz Ryer.
Ryer, aye.
Representative Liz Ryer, aye. Representative Nolan West.
West, aye.
Representative Nolan West, aye. Representative Jay Zhang. Representative Rick Hanson. Representative John Hewitt. With 16 ayes and 0 nays.
Thank you, Mr. Lencheski. With the vote of 16 ayes and 0 nay, the motion prevails and House File 203 is referred to the Housing, Finance, and Policy Committee. Thank you, Representative Jordan. Next up, we'll move to the modifications requested by members from previously enacted bonding bills. And for members and for presenters, you are allotted 5 minutes and 1 testifier. First up is House File 1663. Chair Schultz, welcome to the committee. Please begin.
Thank you, members, and thank you for hearing this bill. I just want to thank everyone for funding the Duluth Medical District. This bill makes some revisions to our request from last session because we've identified some structural issues. And I have 1 testifier, Andrew Askew, and I believe he has a video to show.
Morning.
Good morning, Chair Lee and committee members. My name is Andy Askew and I serve Essentia Health. I'll give some brief remarks real quick and then we'll turn to the video if there's time. Thank you very much for the opportunity to appear here this morning. Before I get started, I want to thank you all for your continued support of Essentia Health, especially Representatives Murphy, Representative Schultz, and Representative Davids. As many of you know, in the 2019 tax bill, the Minnesota legislature appropriated nearly $100 million to fund the creation of a regional exchange district in downtown Duluth. This investment spurred the largest private investment in the city's history, nearly $1 billion for a project called Vision Northland, which includes replacing the St. Mary's Medical Center with a 15-story, 322-bed hospital. Vision Northland is currently the largest construction project in Minnesota, and it will provide more than 5,600 construction jobs and 3,600 off-site construction jobs. Our project is well underway and it's currently set for completion in the first quarter of 2023. House File 1663, the bill before you, simply reallocates $97.7 million that was appropriated for the completion of 7 public projects authorized by the legislature. The bill updates the estimated project costs that now that the scope of these projects has been more clearly defined and more than 2 years has passed. More specifically, the bill directs roughly $11 million that we originally allocated for an extension of an existing parking ramp. This 2-floor extension has been determined to be unfeasible and cost prohibitive due to the ramp's current design and construction. So as a result, this bill directs this funding to cover the costs of some of the remaining projects, all of which are on track to exceed the initial estimates. As you can see in the bill, it appropriates various sums to the construction of a new parking ramp, the extension of 6th Avenue East, the demolition of the existing St. Mary's Medical Center, and various utility improvements in the city's energy districts. I want to be sure to note that House File 1663 does not seek any new state funding. Rather, it simply redirects the funds already appropriated to ensure that these eligible projects are adequately funded and allows any remaining funds to be directed to roadway, utility, and site improvements necessary to support the medical district's hospital construction. Not only will this ensure the completion of these public projects as this body intended to fund, it will also allow us to avoid coming back to request any additional changes should these costs exceed current estimates. With that, we'd like to queue up a short video we have prepared, and at its conclusion, I'll stand for any questions if we have time. Thank you very much.
Dream is becoming reality in downtown Duluth and transforming the city's skyline. Between 2nd Street and Superior Street along 4th Avenue East, Essentia Health's striking new state-of-the-art medical facility is taking shape. The project, called Vision Northland, is building a new St. Mary's Medical Center and attached clinic. The facility will cost about $900 million and encompass 942,000 square feet as Essentia makes the largest private investment in the city's history. Construction started in September 2019 and will be complete in 2023. A sleek, modern design will maximize breathtaking views of Lake Superior and the hillside of downtown Duluth. Patients at the new hospital will have private rooms, which aligns with our objective of enhancing the patient and staff experience. Practicing medicine is ever evolving. The Vision Northland will position Essentia to seamlessly keep pace with technological advances that allow for the highest quality of care. Essentia will be the focal point of a bustling medical hub that draws patients from across the region and helps recruit and retain top talent. Already, construction crews have reached the top of the 8-story clinic tower on Superior Street. The 15-story hospital tower, set to become the tallest building in Duluth, continues to climb skyward. It will be topped in December 2021. Trusses already have been placed for the span over East 1st Street that will connect the towers. Progress is easy to observe with close to 200 workers on site each day. That number could reach as many as 600 at the peak. Crews are building the equivalent of 26,000 square feet per month. The project's general contractor is McGuff Construction. Together with the Duluth Building and Construction Trades Council, we're working to provide good-paying jobs in our community. More than 50% of the tradespeople working on Vision Northland are members of local unions. 9 subcontractors are headquartered in Duluth, and 4 in Superior. This project has been and will continue to be a boon to our local economy throughout its duration. The project will provide more than 5,600 on-site construction jobs and 3,600 off-site construction-related jobs. Those workers have been busy too. More than 5,500 tons of structural steel have been erected, and more than 22,000 cubic yards of concrete have been poured. Also, 43,000 cubic yards of rock have been removed. When the new St. Mary's Hospital opens, we'll be ready to serve our patients in the Northland for generations to come. We are building on the pioneering spirit and guiding vision of holistic healing of our founders, the Benedictine Sisters of St. Scholastica Monastery. So while the physical space changes, our values and commitment to this place remain the same as they were when St. Mary's was founded in 1888.
Thank you, Mr. Askew, for that. Chair Schultz, I understand that you have an amendment for reference, the H1663A1 amendment. Can you briefly describe that?
I will ask Andy to do that, please.
Mr. Askew.
Thank you, Chair Lee. Thank you, Representative Schultz. Yes, the amendment, as I said, simply allows any excess funds from these various public projects to be redirected to the utility, roadway, and other costs that will be necessary for the construction of the medical district's hospital. The bill essentially has 7 different public projects, and we'd like I said, any excess funds to be directed to that infrastructure fund if available.
Thank you, Mr. Askew. Seeing no further questions, Chair Schultz, any closing comments?
No, I just really appreciate your time this morning and to hear the bill. We really needed this investment in our medical district, and a special shout out to Chair Mary Murphy. Thank you for all the work you've done on this in the past. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. The next bill on the agenda is House File 10043. Chair Murphy, please identify yourself and present your bill. Chair Murphy, you're on mute right now.
I did it, Mr. Chair, but somebody must have crept in. House File 1043 is a bill for Rice Lake Township, and it modifies the 2014 capital investment bill. And Mayor John Werner, the mayor of Rice Lake, is with us, and he can quickly explain the need for this House File 1043.
Mayor Werner, please identify yourself and begin with your testimony.
Mayor John Werner, City of Rice Lake, Minnesota's newest city. I think we're 6 years old now, but as a Rice Lake entity, we celebrated 150 years of existence this past year. This reapportionment of funds that were from a 2014 project that we completed 2 years ago, and came to our knowledge here this past summer that there was remaining funds. We are asking for the reapportionment of these funds so that we can extend a water line 1,200 feet. And I believe you all have access to a map that was given to you. And the interesting part of this area, it closes a loop. That's one of Rice Lake's habitual problems, is that we had all these fingers of water lines going down roads, but none of them hooked. And it's created problems. So the emphasis that Rice Lake has had in the last 5 years is trying to hook these things up with what little funds we have available and with the assistance of our representative and in state legislature. With that being said, this project will extend with the pre-engineering that we've already done 1,200 feet, which would take it west to an intersection. And there we would put in, within that section, we will put in 2 hydrants. And on the west side of Howard Ganeson, we will put in 3 10-foot stubs, one going north, one going west, one going south. The emphasis being that southern part. So that leaves us with about 2,000 feet of remaining pipe that we need to try and get in, close the loop. But the interesting part of the topography there is that on the east side, there are 4 cemeteries. And that's why government assistance is needed to put these pipes in, because there's only 3 residences. Thank you again, Mr. Chair and committee, for the opportunity, and Representative Murphy for sponsoring this for us. Stand for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Chair Murphy, seeing no questions, any closing comments?
We will talk about this. If people want to ask any questions, they can contact me.
Thank you, Chair Murphy. So next up on the agenda, we're going to go a little bit out of order to accommodate some of our members. Thank you, Chair Murphy. It's Chair Freiberg. I know that you presented this on the 19th, but you have some clarification. And so this is the draft language coded CG008-1. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we already heard this proposal. It's just language that would modify a part of the 2020 bonding bill related to the area near the intersection of Highway 55 and Douglas Drive, which is where the Perpet Center is located. There's going to be an underpass built there to accommodate some of the students that take public transportation and attend the Perpet Center. So the language that we discussed just amended it to include design engineering, environmental analysis, acquisition of permanent easements and right-of-way, reconstruction, just sort of expanded the list of things the funds could be used for. The only change the new language makes, there was some discussion in the committee about the original language had said in the bill had said, the project was the area included the area near the intersection of Douglas Drive and Highway 55, and some members had some questions about that and felt it wasn't specific enough. So this makes an update and changes the word near to a more specific designation. It just says within 600 feet, within a 600-foot radius of that intersection. That's the only change it makes. So happy to stand for questions if members have any.
Thank you, Chair Freiberg. Seeing no questions, you are good to go. Next up on the agenda is Representative Hassan to present draft language coded CG064.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Mr. Chair and members. I want to thank you for the opportunity to present this technical fix to the Pioneer and Soldiers Memorial Cemetery in Minneapolis bonding project that was previously passed in 2017. Due to unanticipated cost of raw material, in this case steel, to stay in the project budget, we must narrow the scope, and it must be done this year due to MMB rules. With that, Mr. Chair, I have our senior city planner to explain this project.
Mr. Hanauer, please identify yourself and proceed.
Thank you, Representative Lee. I apologize. I am having troubles. Can you hear me, first of all?
We can hear you. Please proceed.
Okay, great. I apologize. I can't get the camera on, but good morning. Aaron Hanauer, Senior City Planner with the City of Minneapolis. Chair Lee, committee members, thank you for the opportunity to present today on this request. The Pioneers and Soldiers Memorial Cemetery Fence Restoration Project is the restoration of the highly visible historic ornamental steel and limestone pillar fence that serves as the public face of the cemetery. Pioneers and Soldiers is one of only 2 cemeteries in Minnesota listed as an individual landmark on the National Register of Historic Places. And in 1928, the city took ownership of the cemetery because of poor conditions when privately owned. The city completed capital improvements, including building that fence in the 1920s, and renamed the cemetery Pioneers and Soldiers Memorial to honor the soldiers and early residents of Minnesota. The bonding project was included in the 2017 bonding bill. Now, we have 2 reasons why we're looking to narrow the project scope. One, since the original project cost estimates, there's been unanticipated increase in project costs due to the increase in the price of steel. And second, not wanting the new fence section along 21st Avenue to look historic and compete with the restored historic steel fence along Cedar Avenue and East Lake Street. So MMB is requiring us to make this change through the legislative process before releasing the proceeds, and we are ready and committed to start work on the project this year. Happy to answer questions you may have.
Seeing no members question, Representative Hassan, any closing statement?
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Nothing else.
Oh, thank you, Representative Hassan. Next up on the agenda is Representative West, House File 1193. Please proceed, Representative West.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House File 1193 is a correction to a section in the previous bonding bill. In that bill, we passed $1.5 million for 109th Avenue intersection on Highway 65. And as you probably know, because it's the only thing I talk about, Highway 65 is a horrendous road that runs right through the heart of Blaine. And it was good to get the 1.5 million passed in the last bonding bill, but the language is too narrow. The intersection can't be looked at in a vacuum. We need to evaluate the surrounding area as well. So this bill gives flexibility so they can look at the entire area so they can actually use the 1.5 million we already allocated. The language here is a result of extensive discussions with both MMB and MnDOT, and this language was specifically recommended by MMB to ensure that GO bonds are used properly. And I have Blaine Public Works Director John Hawkus with me to explain more and answer any technical questions you may have.
Welcome, Mr. Hawkus. Please identify yourself for the record and proceed.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair Lee and members of the committee. My name is John Hawkus. I'm the Director of Public Works for the City of Blaine, and I believe Representative West explained it very well. I will share some brief slides just to orient you to this location. You haven't seen this, but this area was identified in an intersection conversion study by MnDOT. And of the 91 intersections in the metro area, 31 were identified as high priority, and 10 of them were on Highway 65. We began a Pell study to address levels of service for not only traffic, but also biking and pedestrian access. You can see the scores are horrific. Crash data shows that these are purely congestion-related crashes, rear end crashes, daylight conditions, dry, it's not weather-related. So we began our Pell study looking at Highway 65, planning and environmental linkages study, to look at some improvements. City of Blaine is focused on Section 2, the center section, and the bill last year allowed for some funding to begin work on 109th. Our work with MnDOT and FHWA identified that when we do the environmental review, we cannot look at that intersection alone. Because of the near approximation of the other intersections, they all affect each other. So for this environmental review, we must look at all of them as a whole. So as Representative West stated, we worked with MnDOT and MMB and FHWA to expand that language purely to allow us to perform that environmental review and preliminary design to meet their requirements. This is not new funding. This is just an expanded use of the existing appropriation. And with that, I can stop for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkus. Seeing no member questions, Representative West, any closing comments?
Nope. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for including this.
Thank you for your presentation. Next up on the agenda is Representative Baker. Welcome to the committee, and please proceed with House File 1053.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much for your time today, members. We just have a small suspension of one allocation up to another. This is for a neighboring county that I'm willing to help this out with, and I've got no relation, but Kelsey Baker, the county Swift County Administrator, will be joining us now to just give us an overview of the changes to the bill. And with that, Mr. Chair, I'll turn it over to Ms. Baker.
Ms. Baker, please identify yourself for the record and proceed.
Thank you, Chair Lee and Representative Baker. I am Kelsey Baker, the Swift County Administrator, and I can explain a little bit of this. It's just an appropriation. There were grant dollars for $1 million to go to Appleton Township. They were unable to use the funds. We were going to move a township road to a 10-ton road. That is a long-range goal for our county. Being that we wanted to take that burden off the township, we were able to shift, with this opportunity, shift those funds over to the county and take that burden off the township. This roadway will be upgraded to a 10-ton road. The money will be spent for engineering and construction. The project is surfacing between Trunk Highway 7 in Appleton and CASA 17. We won't need any permits for the project, and it should be a fast-tracked project as well. And so it's still over in the west end of the county where this money was originally allocated for. And I will stand for any questions.
Seeing no members, question Representative Baker, any closing comments?
No, Mr. Chair, just Swift County wants to pick up a bit of the load for the town of Appleton, and they're happy to step in and take care of that for them. So I appreciate their willingness to do so. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Baker, for the presentation. Next up, we have Representative Rasmussen, House File 706. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House File 706 is a modification to the Fergus Falls Riverfront Corridor Improvement Project, which was included in the 2020 bonding bill. Upon reviewing the local grant agreement, MMB recommended that we seek this modification before you today. The modification would remove the amphitheater from the project. The amphitheater is being removed for two reasons. Number one, the city of Fergus Falls could not fit the needed seating capacity in the space intended. And number two, the bonding amount was reduced and we needed to trim a component of the project, and the city chose the amphitheater because it was already undersized. The city plans to purchase a mobile stage instead with local money so that the green space can still be used as a natural amphitheater. The mobile stage can also be used in other locations in town. Mr. Chair, thank you for today's hearing, and I appreciate your support in moving forward with this modification. I also have Fergus Falls City Administrator Andrew Bremseth with me today if members have any questions. Thank you.
Seeing no member questions, Representative Rasmussen, any closing comments?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair, for the hearing today.
Thank you for the presentation. Next up, we have House File 1702, Representative Franke. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. House File 1702 is a modification to previous bill that was passed in 2018. It just extends the availability of the funds until 2024. The original bill had some issues back in 2018 with the funding process, so it didn't actually get funded until 2019. And then there was some issues with the cities going forward, and then COVID hit. So we're hoping to get this project done. We can get it done within the existing funds allocated. It's just a lift station for Seidl Lake. It will help keep the water quality better and keep the lake functionable. I do have Ms. Sue Polka, City Engineer for South St. Paul, to give a brief update on the project. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Polka, please identify yourself and proceed with your testimony.
Good morning, Chair Lee and committee members. My name is Sue Polka. I'm the City Engineer for South St. Paul. As Representative Franke stated, we received funding in 2019 for construction of a lift station for Seidl's Lake, which is a landlocked basin. Due to fluctuating water levels, there has been severe shoreline erosion and a degradation of the water quality of the lake. We designed a lift station to equalize the water level, and we bid that project last year. The prices came in twice the engineer's estimate. So we are working on a redesign and feel confident that we can accomplish this project within the allocated funding. So we are not asking for additional money. We are simply asking for a time extension. And in closing, the mayor and city council would like to thank you for your time and consideration. And I can answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Polka. Seeing no questions, Representative Franke, any closing comments?
I just want to thank you, Chair Lee, for hearing the bill. I want to thank Representative Berdahl for his help on this back in 2018, and I appreciate the time and effort. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative Franke. Next up, we have Representative Poston with draft language code is CG076-1. Please proceed.
Good morning, Chair Lee and members. We have a very small change to a bill that was approved in the 2020 bonding bill. It's an infrastructure project leading into a new hospital that's being constructed in Wadena. But over the past year, there's been some dynamics that have changed on the road. So we need to change the appropriation a little bit. We are working off draft language, but the final jacketed bill will hopefully be with us soon. I have today with me the Wadena City Administrator, Jeanette Bauer, and she has been working with M&B and the Department of Transportation to make sure that we get this language correct. So I'd like to hand it over to Jeanette.
Thank you, Representative Poston. Ms. Bauer, please identify yourself for the record and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Chair Lee. I'm Jeanette Bauer, from the city of Wadena. I'm the city administrator. And thank you, Representative Poston, for all that you have done for our community. As Representative Poston explained, it is a technical amendment. It does not appropriate any additional funds. In the time frame from the last year's bonding to this time frame, we worked with the Wadena County to create a CASA road from one of our city streets, and it greatly improves traffic flow in the area, which is also in the area of the hospital. To continue with the CASA system, the road that the funding is being provided for must be owned by the county. It also is located in Otter Tail County. However, it connects to Wadena County's CASA system. Wadena County and Otter Tail County have agreed to enter into an agreement that fulfills MMB's requirements to complete the work. So we are asking that the amendment state that the money go to both Otter Tail and Wadena County as opposed to the city of Wadena, because we cannot receive the funds due to the CASA system mechanism.
Thank you, Ms. Bauer. Representative Poston, seeing no questions, any closing comments? I think Representative Poston may have frozen on us. Thank you, Ms. Bauer, for coming by. Next up on the agenda, we have two draft language bills from Representative Lislegard. The first one is draft language coded SC8183. Please proceed, Representative Lislegard.
Mr. Chair, members, thank you for granting us a few minutes to tell you about a great project. The Mesabi Trail, which runs from the Mississippi River to the Boundary Waters, crosses 2 counties and goes through 28 communities. It is one of the longest paved hiking and biking trails in the United States. This bill reallocates the last remaining funds from the Highway 53 Tom Rukavina Bridge that you supported with bonds in 2014. A portion of the original $19.5 million went for utilities for the city of Virginia, and a portion to build out the Mesabi Trail, ATV Trail, and Snowmobile Trail on the bridge to connect to communities within 6 miles. This bill transfers the last remaining amount from the city to the Mesabi Trail to help connect a critical connection between Gilbert and Biwabik and connecting it to Giants Ridge, a gem on the Iron Range. There is no new money. It's just redirects a previous grant. And with me, I'd like to introduce Bob Manzoline, the director of the Mesabi Trail.
Mr. Manzoline, please identify yourself for the record and proceed with your testimony.
Mr. Chair, members, thank you for having us today. I'm Bob Manzoline with the St. Louis and Lake County Regional Railroad Authority, owner and builder of the Mesabi Trail. As Representative Lislegard said, we'd like to use the remaining funds to build a approximately 1 mile segment of Mesabi Trail between the city of Gilbert and McKinley. The trail would be our typical design of 10-foot bituminous surface, 2-foot gravel shoulders, open for bicycle, pedestrian, and non-motorized use in this section. That's all I had, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Manzoline. Seeing no members' questions. Oh, Representative Lilly.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm curious, are you going to do the 99 bike ride this race this summer?
Mr. Manzoline.
Mr. Chair and member, we're going to divide it up into 3 different segments. So you have your choice of 3 different routes and times to do the ride.
Seeing no further questions, thank you, Mr. Manzoline. Next up is Representative Lislegard, draft language coded, let's see here, CG046-3. Please proceed, Representative Lislegard.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill clarifies the project location language from the 2018 bonding appropriation for a drinking water system in the city of Aurora and the town of White, which is being designed to expand to neighboring communities of Biwabik and Hoyt Lakes. Further, the bill grants the communities a bit more time to complete the project as site acquisition of the water intake has taken longer than expected. We have been in consultation with the director of the Public Facilities Authority on these issues. With me today, I have my dear friend, Mayor Doug Greger, to briefly discuss the project.
Mayor Greger, welcome. Please identify yourself and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you. For the record, my name is Doug Greger, and I am the mayor of Aurora. And Mr. Chairman, first of all, thanks for hearing this bill. And thanks to Representative Lislegard for his leadership in helping to rebuild the infrastructure on this east end of the Mesabi Iron Range. Mr. Chairman, we're very fortunate and very appreciative of the fact that this committee and the legislature previously awarded capital investment grants for this project in 2018 and 2020 to create a new joint clean drinking water systems for our 4 communities. As the committee noted in its most recent tour of the drinking water plant, our current system facilities are failing and need upgrading to modern standards to protect the health of the communities. The citizens of the communities are eagerly anticipating this new system, believe me. We wish to first note that because of the time necessary to complete the water testing and engineering, to acquire the necessary permits, land leases, and rights of way, and to ramp up for construction, we respectfully are requesting in this proposed legislation that you extend the 2018 grant expiration date to December 31st, 2024. This will allow time to complete the lease with the intake site landowner, which is St. Louis County, to obtain the necessary water permits and leases from the DNR, to then build out our new water intake facility on the north shore of the Embarrass Mine Lake, to construct the system's new water treatment plant adjacent to the water's system's water tower, and then to construct the water conveyance piping to connect the 2 new facilities. And secondly, the bill is to emphasize that this is a phased project. The first 2 communities in the bill, Aurora and the town of White, are going to be spearheading the project in its initial phase. Mr. Chairman, the overall cost of the initial phase of the project is estimated at $19.2 million. Besides your grants, the balance of the project will be paid for by municipal borrowing, possible WIF grant, and other potential financial assistance, including a pending application to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And just, Mr. Chairman, to emphasize, this bill only changes the expiration date and better defines the project. There's no request for new money. And thank you for your time, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Seeing no members' question, Representative Lislegard, any closing comments?
All good. Appreciate all the support. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Lislegard. Next up, we have Representative Backer with draft language coded CG065. Please proceed, Representative Backer.
Thank you, Chair and members. The money for this flood mitigation project was appropriated last year. This is the 4th of 5 phases for the city of Browns Valley. We've been working on this flood mitigation project since 2007. But MMB wanted some wording changing. There's only a couple words changes. Instead of saying Toelle Coulee in the city of Browns Valley, they wanted to say in Traverse County. It just gives more flexibility and clarification, more so for MMB. These flood mitigation projects have saved the state of Minnesota a lot of money over the years because we've prevented flooding. I will turn this over to Amber Deschadish, who's the director of the Upper Minnesota River Watershed District.
Thank you, Representative Backer. Ms. Deschadish, please identify yourself for the record and proceed.
Good morning, Amber Deschadish from the Upper Minnesota River Watershed District. I apologize, I'm unable to get on camera to work here this morning. As Representative Backer stated, this is another phase to protect the city of Browns Valley. The need for the very simple wording change on this was the project stretches out just beyond the city limits, but does protect the city of Browns Valley.
Thank you, Ms. Doshadas. Seeing no members' questions, Representative Backer, any closing comments?
Again, it's just a wording changing from MMB's recommendation. This is the fourth of fifth phases and have really saved the state money to prevent this flood mitigation project for the community and actually the surrounding area. So thank you, Chair. Thank you, members, and have a good day.
Thank you, Representative Backer. Next up is Representative Kiel with draft language CG073. Representative Kiel, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate this opportunity. This is a project that actually started way back in 2014, and it's finished and needs to be wrapped up, and there's some language that needs to change. With that, I would welcome, Mr. Chair, if you would welcome Mr. Hedrick, who runs the Thief River Falls Airport.
Thank you, Representative Kiel. Mr. Hedrick, please identify yourself for the record and proceed with your testimony.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Joe Hedrick. I am the airport manager for the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. I'm here today to present a technical amendment to our 2014 bonding bill, which allocated $650,000 to the airport for purposes of improving its wastewater system. The construction was completed in the fall of 2016 and has allowed the airport to continue its development. As always, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank members of the committee, both past and present, in assisting the airport and community at large to continue the tremendous growth that we're seeing up here. At issue today was the wording of the 2014 bill. While the initial request for the bill included an 80-20 split, the final bill included a specific dollar amount for the local share. This is an issue because after the bill was approved, the project was bid under budget, thankfully, and the reimbursement process with deed continued to fund the project at an 80-20 level. At the end of the project, then, this resulted in a total state share of $492,533 and a local share of $123,133. The local share is $30,226 less than the local share identified in the bill language. In order to correct the mistake and prevent the airport from having to repay or give back the $30,000 to deed, we would like to request a technical amendment to the bill to specify a local share at 20% of the total project cost. I've coordinated this change with deed without objection, and if they are on the line, I certainly don't want to speak for them, but just know that we have coordinated this, and this would allow the project to close out and move on. So thank you for your opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Hedrick. Seeing no member questions, Representative Kiel, any closing comments?
No, just thank you very much for hearing this bill, and hopefully we can adjust this in the bonding bill. So thank you, Chair Lee.
Thank you, Representative Kiel. Next up is Representative Hanson J. You have draft language coded CG084. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Lee and members of the committee. This particular project is a very important one to this community. This interchange is where 6% of all of the nation's grain travels from our ports here in Savage. And the amendments that are asked for in this particular language are pretty straightforward. They're asking to include the city of Savage along with Scott County in the language. And then additionally, there are some questions about adding information about moving public utilities so that the costs of moving those public utilities, excuse me, are not passed on to the city who we do not believe are expecting those costs to be included. I have Lisa Freese here with me and can give some more information about the technical details.
Thank you, Representative Hanson. Ms. Freese, please identify yourself for the record and proceed with your testimony.
My name is Lisa Fries, and I am the Transportation Services Director at Scott County. And I am here today to ask, I was going to try to pull up some slides here, so I'm trying to work through that. Just have a couple of slides I want to share with you regarding this. We received money last year in the 2020 bonding bill for the city, and the improvements related to the Dakota Interchange project. Can you see my slides?
We cannot see the slide.
Okay, well, maybe I'll just abandon that and we'll just talk through the pages. As the representative mentioned, I want to thank you for allowing us to be considered for this correction or modification to the existing language. We have been working together with MnDOT on this partnership project at Dakota and Yosemite, which is a very important port. The Ports of Savage is actually 7 privately held river terminals that are along Highway 13, and Highway 13, which is kind of like the 494 south of the Minnesota River, provides access to these ports. This project actually will be grade separating access for 5 of those 7 ports, so that they will no longer need to be making turning movements on Trunk Highway 13 to get into these port facilities. And in the summertime and in the fall, when the traffic to the ports is happening, there is a very significant safety issues because the trucks stack up on Highway 13 and have to make difficult turns into the ports, sometimes resulting in traffic from the westbound direction actually having to stop to allow the traffic to enter. And so the correction that the modification that we're seeking is to name the city of Savage, because part of the project includes their frontage roads. And as we talked with MMB about how it should be crafted, it would be easier if we were able to do it that way. And then the second correction is that, or the second modification we're seeking in this language is to be able to help the city of Savage with probably somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million worth of utility relocations that will be required as a part of this project for their water and sewer system. And so the project itself is a $35 million plus project. And we've received $5.269 million in that last year bonding bill for the local road portion of this project. The remainder of the project is being funded through federal funds, through some TED money, and then the Scott County sales tax along with a MnDOT contribution. We appreciate your consideration of this language modification so we can move the project to construction in February of 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Fries. And seeing no member questions, Representative Hanson J, any closing comments?
Thank you, Chair Lee. I just want to thank the committee for hearing this and just remind everybody that this is an extremely important interchange in Minnesota. So much of our commerce comes through here. Like I mentioned, our grain and so many other products that are sold around the state and around the nation. So thank you for considering our changes and helping to make sure our community can have a nice, safe road there as we continue to keep our bustling economy going. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Hanson J, for the presentation. Next up is the final modification for today. Representative Hanson R, draft language code is CG077-1. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. House File XXX Hanson R is a change to a appropriation in Inver Grove Heights so that one or more grants to Dakota County for Inver Grove Heights. It's a 2018 bonding bill correction that contained $6.1 million for a grant under the local road improvement program to Inver Grove Heights for the realignment of Argenta Trail CASA H63. I believe there's somebody here from Dakota County to discuss.
We have Mr. Sass here. Please identify yourself for the record and proceed.
Chairman Lee, John Sass with Dakota County Project Manager. Thanks for having me here for this change. The project purpose is to improve vehicle mobility, vehicle safety, and enhance the walkability, bikeability along CASAD 26 and CASAD 63 in Egan and Inver Grove Heights. The proposed improvements will expand approximately 2 miles of CASAD 26 from an existing 2-lane roadway rural section to a 4-lane divided urban section highway with multi-use trails on both sides, and provide an underpass for the trail connection of the Mendota-Lebanon Hills Trail. The CASAD 63 will be a reconstruction of a new alignment and include trails on both sides of the roadway with a new roundabout constructed at the intersection of 26 and 63. The important thing to note on the revision is that it allows the grant to be used on either a Dakota County roadway or a City of Inver Grove Heights roadway. Ownership of the roadway is important, and it is a requirement by MMB and state statutes. So we've been working with MMB on the wording of the language. The owner of the roadway must be able to receive the grant. That's why we're adding Dakota County to the grants. In this case, the work is on Dakota County roadway, so it's important that Dakota County is added. The local roadway improvement funds are being used as part of the City of Inver Grove Heights cost share, and that won't change at all. It's still going to Inver Grove Heights cost share. Thank you, Chairman Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Sass. And seeing no questions, Representative Hanson, do you have any closing comments?
We appreciate your support.
Thank you, Representative Hanson, for the presentation. Members, that's it for our modification for today. I appreciate all of you, those that have bills, for bringing them forward. We have a question for Representative Erdahl. Representative Erdahl, you're on mute.
There I am. Sorry about that. Mr. Chairman, just wondering what your procedural intent is with these modifications.
Thank you, Representative Erdahl. So as I have mentioned at the very beginning, that we are still hearing and seeing some modification comments. And so I hope that we could hear all these from our members of the House. And once we have that, have our discussion with the Senate to see how could we proceed forward with these modifications.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And it is our belief that these bills and the ones that we heard before and today and in the future, hopefully we'll do these quickly, and that these come to our past on the floor in an expeditious manner. We think that we shouldn't be waiting until the end to do it with the other bill or whatever. We need to get these done as soon as we can.
Thank you, Representative Erdahl, for those comments. And like I said, we are still hearing some of these too, and hopefully we see a stop to these requests, and then from there, we'll be in communication with you and the Senate about proceeding forward. And so, members, thank you all, like I said before, for the diligence in hearing these requests from the different members of the House on previous appropriations. And so, going forward, I just want to let you know that we need to ensure that our language are correct. And so I encourage all of you, as you have local projects, to work with MMB and the agency, seeing that potential appropriations, to make sure that we have the language tight. On our next meeting is Tuesday, March 9th at 8:30, and we'll be having an informational hearing on several environment-related bills. With that, members, this meeting is adjourned.